Hi guys, this is my 100-meter Casio dive watch. This watch has actually had the hydro mod. What that means is I've taken the back case off, filled it with a low viscosity oil. I chose silicone oil. You can read on the watch forums, there's various options. It seems, in my opinion, silicone oil is one of the best ones. Choose a low viscosity, something that is still going to allow the movement of the watch to function normally. Now what this does, by filling the internals of the watch themselves with a liquid that is basically non-compressible, you basically extend the water resistance of the watch to essentially near infinity. Essentially, because the liquid inside more or less can't be compressed, the watch can basically well exceed its 100-meter water resistant rating. There's actually a guy on one of the watch forums who works on the oil rig. He straps not this watch but another Casio, the F91W, to some drilling apparatus for offshore oil searching. Straps the watch to the rig, it goes down 948 meters, the watch comes back up and it's still functional. And you know, Foxtrot 91 Whiskey watch has something like a 30-meter water rating, so you're going from 30 meters to 948. That's like a £9 watch in the UK, and it's got a 1,000-meter water rating. So it's a pretty cool mod to do. Do you really need a 1,000-meter or a 2,000-meter, 5,000-meter, whatever they actually work out to watch? Probably not. But then why does anybody buy a watch? You know, you can go from the likes of Rolex, Omega, buy deep sea watches that have, you know, multiple 1,000-meter depth ratings, and those watches cost a lot of money, you know, 5, 10, 20,000 pounds. So it's a bit of fun, you know, it's a nice, interesting thing to do. It's a very easy modification to do. Essentially just took the back case off, put it in a little tub of oil. I actually wanted to put a slight pigment into my watch, so I used some orange candle wax dye, the dye they use for people that are making candles and had different colors. So the color was actually called orange red, had a really nice color to it. It kind of matched the top marker on the bezel, so it kind of set that off quite nicely. Mixed it in really well. It took a while for it to fully mix in with the silicone oil. Took the back case off, unscrewed it, let it sit in the tub of oil. I used a syringe just to try and just force the oil in, because initially there were bubbles on the you know, below the glass that I couldn't get out. By using a syringe filled with the silicone oil and just like pushing it through a few times, it released all the bubbles. Put the case back on underneath the oil to again ensure no bubbles are there. Tighten down the screws to just the normal standard torque, no need to go super tight or anything like that, and then you're done. And then you've essentially built a watch that's gone from 100 meters to probably 1,000, maybe 2,000 or 3,000. There is an eventual limit. I believe the limit is when the pressure is high enough, the quartz movement inside will cease to vibrate in the way that quartz needs to obviously get the mechanisms of the watch to work, to function correctly. But it's always just an interesting mod. So I do take this now for some wild swims, get it out there. I mean, it's pretty much now bulletproof in terms of wild swimming. How deep do you ever go wild swimming? 2, maybe 3 meters tops. In most situations that I do. So I thought that would be an interesting one to share with you guys. Let me know, have you done this modification yourself? Do you like it? It also improves the visibility of the watch by the refraction and things like that. I don't fully understand the science, but essentially when you look at the watch from different angles, it really improves the visibility of the face. It is actually quite noticeable. It's probably the biggest difference that I notice from the watch. Not so much the water resistance, because again, how likely are you ever to need a water resistance of more than 100 meters? Probably never, unless you're a diver. But it just generally improves the aesthetics, it generally improves the visibility of the watch. So quite an interesting one there, guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I actually love Casios. I'm building a little Casio collection now. So we've got the 100-meter diver, I've got another F91W, which I showed you that I put the NATO strap on. I'm going to do a few more modifications to that, and I might just get a few others just to tinker with. They're so cheap. It's so cheap to modify Casios because, you know, in the UK, £9, £15, you can get yourself a basic Casio. There you go, guys. Hope you like this one, and I'll see you in a future video.